All right, happy Lonely Wednesday. Welcome, everybody. Welcome live here to youtube.com/notsam. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. This is the loneliest show on all of the internet, and we're taking the word back. We're taking the phrase back. We're taking it back. Lonely. Lonely is ours, and we welcome all the lonely people. When I say we, of course, a rare Wednesday treat. Hot Dog is here. Welcome, Hot Dog.
Hot Dog doesn't like to work on Wednesdays, Sam.
Hot Dog, your shirt matches your backdrop.
My backdrop?
Yeah, you got red and black behind the TV. Your shirt matches the back of the studio. It's perfect.
That's awesome.
Did you plan that?
No, it's my new favorite shirt.
Look at
but
that.
you can say yes.
You're like Cactus Sack in that shirt.
Bang, bang.
Well, welcome, everybody. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. Glad you're all here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn your notifications on so you know every time we go live. And super chat in if you want to participate in tonight's show, if you want to be a part of the action, if you want your comment to be acknowledged, then make sure that you super chat in. And you do have to turn those notifications on. I mean, even when you think that I'm going to be too busy to do a Sam Roberts Now, I'm never too busy. Last week, I was on Talking Smack. I mean, technically, I guess Talking Smack doesn't come on Peacock until Saturday at noon, but it's taped right after SmackDown. And still, right before SmackDown, I was right here in the Not Sam studio. So make sure you come and join us every time that we're lonely. And I need the support more now than ever. Because I'd really like to say something tonight, Hot Dog. And I'd like to say fuck the blockchain.
The blockchain?
I'm over it. I can't believe we all fell for it. It's a piece of garbage.
Well. Look at that.
I mean, don't say well, because I've been inching in this direction, right? You know that I've been sitting there trying to expose the celebrity networking and worming all of us into trying to be convinced that NFTs are a thing, even though nobody can actually rationally explain how NFTs are a thing. And even the people that really get them, as when you start to break down, here's what they actually are. You're like, but how is it a thing? And they're like, well, that I can't tell you.
It's more complex than your little mind can understand.
What?
Just know that it's the future.
I'll tell you what I can understand. Is that I look at Bitcoin and I'm losing my goddamn shirt. What happened? Okay? This was supposed to be the currency of the future, the world economy. This was supposed to be power to the people. We're taking down these archaic, government-based monetary systems, these systems of commerce that mean nothing, and we're backing them with a cryptocurrency, a currency that we, the people, are in control of, that no presiding body can have their grimy hands all over.
Something that means something.
Something that means something. There's a finite amount. What does it look like? Well, you can't actually see it, but there is a finite amount. It's actually just a series of codes, ones and zeros. That's what it looks like. But still, it was going to take us into the future. And maybe it still will. That's what they're saying. Oh, it's the long game. It's the long game. But that's what people say when things start to crash.
Oh, it's about having faith. If enough, it's our fault, really. If enough of us don't have faith in this thing, it's not going to work. So just have some more faith.
I have plenty of faith. My faith is being toyed with because it's dropped below 30,000.
Oh, so you're losing faith, huh? Good job. Good job tanking Bitcoin.
First of all, it's tanking, not tinking Bitcoin. And
I said
second of all,
tanking.
you said tinking. And second of all, this is no time to make jokes, hot dog. Bitcoin is just stealing all of our fortunes. And where's it going? Into thin air. What happened? What happened? I'm not being unreasonable. I'm not trying to become a billionaire. I'll take it. I wouldn't mind it. But how did we go from just going like, just let's ride it out to now? I can't take this stress. I got a family. I can't be over here losing my shirt.
Look, I am not invested in Bitcoin. I did not have the money for it. But it
takes one penny to be invested in Bitcoin. What do you mean you don't have the money for it?
Well, you want to invest big time in it. But
it's big time or nothing?
Yeah.
To the moon.
I feel like I would be, for something that's so fragile, I would be very upset for you being so slanderous right now on Bitcoin if I was invested in it, because all you're doing now is you're manipulating the market.
Why would I be manipulating the market to lose more? What would I benefit from that? Hot dog. I'm airing my grievances. This is an airing of grievances. That's what we're here to do. And I have grievances with the blockchain.
Okay.
And it's goddamn Bob Kelly. He gets me all into these watches. And I go, no problem. I'll just move the money from Bitcoin over to watches. That's the way we'll do it. Yeah, that's the ticket. That'll get him. That's the ticket. And then watches. You know, they go on your wrist, and it's like a small clock that fits on your body.
Why are we investing in watches?
Because they have actual value. And people can look at them and go, oh, wait, that is a nice watch.
It's odd.
How's that?
Why not just invest in gold at that point?
I mean, a gold necklace? Because you can't wear, if you're talking about wearing gold what?
Yeah, just gold jewelry or just bars of gold?
Like what?
Cartoonish amounts?
Like what, a watch?
Like the cartoonish bars of gold.
You can't wear bars of gold, man.
But you can rock them in the attic.
Yeah, that's true. Next to the sneakers and every other thing
that
I've wasted all my time and money on. It's ridiculous. No, but then I figured that's the plan. That's the ticket, you know? And I go in and check out what my Bitcoin is looking like. It's lost money. What? What? Now? I'll tell you what's happening. We all got weird COVID depression symptoms. Even however you felt about it. Everyone during lockdown, everybody is just starting to come out of lockdown fog. You know, the weird depression and oddness that everybody's life was for 2 years. Everybody picked up new weird hobbies. Everybody was alone with their thoughts. It's a dangerous thing. Most people should not be left alone with their thoughts, but everybody was left alone with their thoughts, including myself. And we all said, yeah, that's what we'll start doing. That's what we'll start doing. Every collectible market, did you know this, hot dog? Every single collectible market went through the roof during the pandemic.
That makes sense to me. That's not a surprise.
Because you're at home, right?
Yeah. I started buying lights. You wouldn't know that watching this stream, but
you look like shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. But I started buying thousands of dollars worth of lights.
Because why? You thought you were going to be a professional photographer?
Yeah, just to have it in my living room.
See? Everybody's got these wild-ass ideas that it makes sense when you're in this COVID cloud, right? Everybody watches The Last Dance. They're like, I'm getting in on this sneaker thing. Everybody watches, everybody's looking at crypto. Everybody's looking at Elon before he was an enemy and going like, oh, let me get involved in this crypto thing. Everybody's got plenty of time to YouTube and research everything and become an expert on everything. And everybody's got these hobbies, and they're just now starting to come to. I swear, I have like a couple of friends who own a couple of different stores that they're like collectible stores. Like one of them's a wrestling store, right? And they sell like wrestling memorabilia, action figures, stuff like that. And he goes, I'm like, I pop in to say hello all the time. And he goes, bro, I just got this collection. And I'm looking at, like, he's got bins and bins and bins that just came in. And when those stores buy a collection from somebody, they pay, pennies on the dollar because they're going to resell everything individually. So basically, you just bring in your whole collection, and he's like, I don't know, I can give you $2,000 for it. And then he starts
that meme. Best I can do.
yeah. It's Pawn Stars. And then you leave going like, well, I brought my whole collection in, and I thought I was gonna make a lot of money from it. And while I didn't get everything I wanted, at least I got enough to pay for dinner tonight. And you're like, they saw you coming.
I got a cab ride back home. So something.
I even talked to one of the guys once, and I was like, oh, man, I got a bunch of shit at my house. I should bring it in here. And he goes, dude, don't bring it to me. Sell it on eBay. Don't bring it to me. Don't bring it in here. I was like, oh, okay. I appreciate
Don't make me do this to you.
Yeah, I appreciate the candor. But, like, there's bins and bins of stuff. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, some of this stuff, like, literally came out in stores 2 weeks ago. Like, this is brand new stuff. It's not like somebody dragged a collection out of the attic that they've been sitting up there for 20 years and is like, let me finally get rid of this. I'm like, this collection was clearly being added to within the last 14 days. I'm like, what is this? This is weird, right? And he goes,
yeah, what happened?
He goes, bro, it's not weird at all. He goes, it's happening all the time. Throughout COVID, everybody gets so excited that they're spending all their money. And then they wake up from the fog and they're like, oh, shit. He goes, I've had people come in here that they're trying to sell me a figure for a certain amount of money. And I'm like, bro, I can't give you anywhere near that. And they go, well, can you give me something for it? I got to pay for gas to get back home. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, but this is what's happening. And now that everybody's coming out of the COVID depression, they're like, I had how much money in crypto? I can't do that.
Did you say did you have anything like that? I know
Everything.
You started I know you started like a Blu-ray collection.
I started a fucking TV show during COVID. Yeah, I mean, well, I dipped into crypto. I mean, look, I was an obsessive collector guy before COVID. So, I don't think I'd like to maybe inch out of crypto a little bit, but I don't have the option anymore because I'd have to inch out now at a loss, and that would be stupid. No, you know what I got obsessed with over COVID?
What?
Content creation.
Yeah.
That became the thing. The content initiative started, and now we're in the third year of the content initiative.
Time flies.
Yeah, third year of the content initiative. We're not exactly sure where it's going, but yeah.
Can't back off now.
No, because there's no discernible landing spot, but we haven't landed yet, so we got to just keep going. Speaking of the blockchain, so we talked about this story a few months back here on Sam Roberts Now. Remember we were talking, Hot Dog, about StockX and how they had put out the sneaker NFTs?
Mm-hmm.
And that Nike basically came and said, what are you doing, man?
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, you don't have the IP. You can't put it out. I was researching it more, and because we were trying to figure it out between the two of us. And we were like, why would anybody do this? Basically, StockX is this big sneaker website, but they've also branched beyond sneakers. They go and they do some watches now. I probably wouldn't get a watch from there, but they do watches. They do streetwear. They do PS5s. They do MacBooks. They do whatever you can't get. They create a marketplace for, and it's only specific products are available. You put your product up there, and people, buy and sell off of it. And it's not like eBay in the sense that each product has its own listing. It's more like, okay, here is a PlayStation 5. And if you have one, you can also offer yours for sale, either at a lower price than what's up there now, or at a higher price, and you can just wait. And if the value goes up, somebody will buy it. And it's not a bad system,
Yeah. Or here's a photo of a PlayStation 5.
Well, that was the NFT. And they're still doing it, by the way. And people are still buying them. And I don't know why. But they go, we're going to put out sneaker NFTs. You cannot buy and sell the NFTs on the NFT marketplace. So these NFTs cannot be taken off StockX, right? You can't bring them to an NFT marketplace and sell them there. But you can't create your own and sell them on StockX either. So I'm still trying to be like, what makes this not just a JPEG of a sneaker? Like,
well, correct me. Wasn't it like it's supposed to represent the fact that you do own those sneakers, but it's just in storage?
You're going to love this because I looked into it more, right? And yes, you can, at any point, you can trade your NFT in to get the sneaker. Now, when you order off StockX, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to get your item because the seller has to send it to StockX. StockX authenticates it, make sure it's not bootleg, and then they send it to you, right? So because that middle step is there, it takes a while. So they go, but if you do it the NFT way, you get it instantly. The sneaker? No, the NFT. Like you'll have it. So you will own the picture of the sneaker instantly, hot dog.
I mean, that means nothing to me.
No.
I want the sneaker.
What? No, you'll be able to see a picture of it and go like, oh, I have that sneaker. What StockX will do is they'll immediately put your sneaker in temperature-controlled storage, and it'll be there for you whenever you want it. And
I want it now.
Okay, well, then you'd have to redeem your NFT.
Okay.
And if you redeem the NFT, it could take up to 45 days for you to get your sneaker. And I will tell you this. When I saw a thing, and I guess this is true, who knows, maybe I saw a thing that said it can take up to 45 days to get your sneaker. That sounds to me like it is not in storage. That sounds to me like they're giving themselves a month and a half to go buy the sneaker real quick. like they got your NFT in mind. Oh, shit, we got to go buy this sneaker real quick. 45 days to go to the storage unit and send you your sneaker? It shouldn't take that long.
That does sound pretty goddamn slick, though.
It sounds real slick. And then people go like that. Wow, I mean, you're not going to have to store your sneakers in your house anymore. And it's like, yeah, but the NFTs cost way more than the sneakers. More. It should be, you would think it was less, right?
I mean, who doesn't want sneakers that they don't have readily available at home?
Well, you get
it's so good to just have sneakers in a closet somewhere in another state that takes 50 days to get.
You know what? We should probably get intern Reed, who was on Not Shoes with us while we were doing that, because he strikes me as the type of person that would justify this.
He would understand that.
He would
we don't get it.
We don't get it. He would be like, if I had money, I would do it, guys. I would do it. Now, Nike says you can't do that. You don't own the IP. If anybody's going to sell pictures of our sneakers, it's us. You can't just sell the NFT and say you own, like, we get to sell the NFTs, not you. And StockX is like, oh, wait. Nike, you're right. I got the papers right here. They said, too bad, Nike. We're selling them. So Nike's suing them. And here's the drama, hot dog. Are you ready for the tea?
Love some tea.
Okay. This is like Nike and StockX are quickly becoming the Brendan Schaub and Bobby Lee of sneakers. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Because this is what Nike did, right? I guess the lawsuit is it's taking too long, or maybe it's not successful. I don't know. Maybe the judge can't. Remember that judge that was trying to read those text messages during the
written? Oh, God. Can you imagine him trying to understand NFTs?
There's no way. Nike might realize that. So you know what Nike did? They just posted a message to all their customers. And they said, fam, we just want you to know that over the course of the last 2 months, we've been shopping at StockX, and we got 4 pairs of fake Nikes. If you want to keep shopping there, go ahead. I was like, oh,
that is dirty.
Oh. They go, we got 4 pairs of fake Nikes, and we know we're Nike. So if you want to keep shopping there, go ahead. Oh.
That's amazing.
Ooh, it's so Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. It is so petty. That Nike,
they were just curious. They just wanted to see. They wanted to make sure everything was going on fine, and they just found something.
They're like, we're gonna go ahead and add it to our lawsuit while we're doing stuff. But yeah, we just wanted you to know. And StockX came out with this great statement that was like, you know, it's really weird that Nike would do this and say this because last time we checked, they were fine with what we were doing, and in case you didn't know, Nike, a lot of your executives and employees use our site to buy and sell sneakers, which when I saw that, when they said a lot of the executives buy and sell sneakers on StockX.
Someone came to mind.
Yep, that's StockX being like, you know that we know that your executives who have sneakers that the people want are selling them on StockX. So if you want to fuck around, go ahead and do it. I hope.
Remember that one kid who was viral for the week because he had his mom who was an executive at Nike or something getting him the hookups.
His mom was giving him the hookups. Yep. Yes, he was. And hopefully StockX has more than just that one person because we already know about that guy. That's not going to be news. But if they got some news to drop, I'm ready to hear the news because I love this war.
I don't think StockX has enough in the chamber to win this, though.
No, I mean, this is Nike. Meanwhile, the GOAT app, which GOAT basically does the exact same thing as StockX, but just keeps a lower profile because they only do sneakers, and they're not doing this weird NFT stuff. And see, the problem with StockX is they decided that they wanted to take over the world. They decided that they wanted to be Amazon. Whereas GOAT, which does the same thing as StockX, is just over here going like, no, don't mind us. We're just selling sneakers. We're just over here doing our thing. And so Nike is like, oh, they're not hurting anybody. But StockX, you want a war? You got one.
I like that.
Goat sitting there eating popcorn in the front row.
They overreached themselves.
Yeah. They got a little too close to the sun, and Nike is trying to melt those wings. But I don't know, because there's always been reports. Like, that's been the thing. StockX, but they just do so much business. Like, they do so much in sales that you have to understand, like, if they're selling hundreds of shoes, if not more, every single day, and every single one of those shoes is getting authenticated by a person, they would have to move at lightning speed. They're going to make mistakes. So just the fact that they're doing so much volume means that they know that there are fakes getting through. And Nike knows that there are fakes getting through. And everyone on YouTube, it's one of the favorite things that people do on YouTube, is post that they got fakes off StockX. Every fake that comes off StockX, somebody posts about it. And Nike knows that. I would love to know how many sneakers Nike bought to find the 4 fakes.
Just going through thousands of boxes, throwing it around.
They're like,
well, I mean, it's like
StockX is like, I don't know. This same guy in Oregon keeps buying sneakers. I don't know. I don't know. He must have quite a collection.
I mean, you got to run a tight ship here. You can't let some water just start, spilling in. Then you're fucked. All sneakers must be fish.
They have to be a fish. No bootlegs.
No.
It's the worst thing you could have is bootleg sneakers. Can you imagine? And you
got him on StockX for like, who knows how much?
Can you imagine overpaying and leaving? Because StockX puts a little green tag on every sneaker that they sell. Overpaying, leaving the StockX tag on the shoe, because a lot of people do that, to keep it for the flex. And it's still a bootleg. People know you're just trying to flex, and it's still a bootleg. Oof. That's embarrassing. That's some like season 2 Atlanta situation stuff. That's not good. That's bad.
This is very much another case of this is like a thing that you need to have faith in. And once you lose a little bit of faith, it starts crumbling down.
Yeah.
I can't trust this place.
No,
I never shopped there, but now I'm gonna think twice if I ever go. I feel like the need of trying to get some sneakers that I really need to get. I'd be like, well, I can't trust StockX.
And then the GOAT app starts going like, oh, really? Oh, is that how you feel? Come to me. Come to me. Oh, it's nasty out here. It's nasty. When I saw that Nike had done that, when I saw that Nike was calling out StockX for fakes, I was like, oh, my God. They have made an enemy.
That's the heart of their business.
I mean, think about it.
Their livelihood.
Think about if we get to a point where StockX can't sell Nikes. Like, what type of secondary sneaker marketplace is it going to be where it's like, you could get all your New Balances here? Oh, cool. New Balances and Crocs. Just what I was looking for.
Pump those Reeboks.
I think Foot Locker might not be selling Nikes in the future. There's some big store that I think is not going to be selling Nikes in the future, which is bad. But Nike's like, you could just use our app. Although I don't know anybody that actually... I don't know anybody that actually gets Nikes that are not resale. Like, I don't know where these magical people come from, but whatever. I'll tell you, who's rolling in it right now. Doesn't have to worry about blockchain, doesn't have to worry about lawsuits, doesn't have to worry about anything. I'm talking about the GOAT of sports broadcasting, the monetarily, financially speaking, #1 sports broadcaster of all time without ever even picking up a mic. Tom Brady. The deal that he just signed. Fox Sports decides we need to make sure that everybody knows that we're a player. The same way people look at Nike when it comes to sneakers, the same way people look at Bitcoin when it comes to crypto, people need to look at us. They can't be going like, oh, secondary to ESPN. Oh, Amazon's creeping in here without Michael. Secondary to Amazon. No. They lost Troy Aikman. They lost Joe Buck. They're bringing in the big guns. They signed a deal with Tom Brady that goes into effect whenever Tom Brady wants. They said, you start work here whenever you retire. I think that they're assuming that he'll retire after this season. But theoretically, if Tom Brady's like, no, I got 6 more seasons in me. First of all, that'd be wild. And second of all, Fox would be like, oh, okay, we'll be waiting. Whenever he retires.
He's going to Mark Henry the entire time.
I still got a lot left in the tank. Let me tell you something. If Tom Brady shows up at the end of the Super Bowl and he's wearing a salmon blazer, don't trust him. Don't trust him. Hot dog, whenever Tom Brady retires, 10-year deal at Fox Sports, $375,000. Oh, million. Missed a comma. $1 million. 300. Oh yeah, that did sound low. 300
big bucks here.
Yeah, 37 grand a year. Okay. Ooh. Oh yeah, just to talk football.
$1 million.
You got to get out of the boardroom, Dr. Evil. You've been frozen for too long. Yeah, $37.5 million a year, hot dog, for 10 years. And it makes him the highest paid sports broadcaster by a lot in America.
I saw the list. Saw the top 5.
Yeah. I love, first of all, I love that Tom Brady is the greatest sports broadcaster of all time. He's never even touched a microphone. He's insulting. He is the most valuable sports broadcaster in the country. And he ain't never broadcast a game.
Isn't that kind of insulting?
He's the GOAT. I mean, look, I get it. As a broadcaster, maybe I should be insulted by it.
Yeah.
But the fact is, I am a seasoned professional behind this microphone. I care much more about what Tom Brady thinks about the game than what I think about the game. When I watch that TNT NBA basketball show, you know who I care about? Who do you care about on the TNT basketball show?
Chuck, Shaq. Those are the only 2 I know.
Period. What about that little guy in the middle with the bow tie?
Ernie? No, I don't really care about Ernie.
Exactly. You know, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. Who you listening to?
I'm listening to Troy.
Exactly. Look, it is what it is. You know? Why do you think Pat McAfee's making that cash? Pat McAfee also happens to be a very good broadcaster, and that's actually been proven. Pat McAfee did have to pick up a microphone before he got the money, so maybe that's a bad example. But
I say Tom Brady should go to broadcasting school before.
You think Connecticut school broadcasting?
Yeah, he should do at least a semester or 2.
Or do you think they could send him to Newhouse in Syracuse?
Yeah, he has to do like a program, like, hey, you're going to have this, but
you know what?
Take a few classes first.
I'll tell you what. I find out what school that guy's going to. I'm making sure I get a class to teach. I'm teaching Tom Brady. And I'm not going to be that like, oh, Tom, it's an honor to have you here. I'm going to be that asshole teacher that never made it. You know?
No exceptions.
You know, that really, professor, I already have a gig lined up after class. If you could, I don't know, you're being kind of a hard ass on me. No. It's what gig do you have lined up after this class? It's actually the highest paid gig in the history of sports broadcasting. Get back in your seat. I've got something to tell you.
They said they won't give me the job unless you give me an A.
You didn't give the time at every 15. Every quarter hour needs a time check. Yeah. Tom Brady should have to go back to broadcasting school. Fuck does that guy know? All right. I'm not. Look, okay, then if Tom Brady gets to be the highest paid broadcaster, make me the highest paid quarterback. You know what I mean? We both have the same experience.
It's interchangeable, apparently.
Apparently.
You've only given it your entire career, your entire adult life, Sam.
That's why that's why I call myself the last professional broadcaster, because I don't have anything other than this. Clearly.
Well, I guess not. I guess we have a new professional broadcaster here.
Tom Brady. He's just starting. He's a rookie. I would love to try to impart some like knowledge on Tom. Like if we had him in studio ever, I'd be like, let me give you some tips, buddy.
Yeah,
like,
hey, rookie. Let's call him a rookie.
Rookie. Hey, kid. Let me tell you, just keep calling him kid. Tommy, let me tell you what we need to do here. Yeah, no, I think, look, I kind of love stupid money getting thrown at broadcasters. Because I do feel like at some point I'll be able to say, look, I'm not asking for Tom Brady money. Half. Yeah. I mean, what? And then all of a sudden I'm sitting here with 20 mil. Yeah.
So you're saying like if Tom Brady was making $1 million or $2 million, you'd be like, fuck, this does not look good for me.
Exactly. If they were like, yeah, I mean, I guess we'll bring Tom Brady onto broadcast. We'll give him like $2 million because who cares about broadcasters? I'd be like, no. And I'd look at my Bitcoin profile. No. But if they're shelling out crazy, it's the same way I feel. They're shelling out. People are making crazy money on Patreon, shelling out crazy money for McAfee, shelling out crazy money for Tom Brady. You know,
yeah.
I must be the Tom Brady of something. I don't know 100% of what, but I got to be I have to be the GOAT of something at this point.
I kind of get where you're coming from now.
You see?
It's like if someone comes into your position at work and they start making a lot more money than you are, you go, what the fuck? What's going on here?
Hey, man, a rising tide will raise all ships.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? Yeah. What's going on? Tom Brady's making $37.5 million. I'd like a raise. Oh, really? Yeah. How many Super Bowl rings? What? Is that? No, I went to Syracuse. Did you go to communication school? No, I was hoping you wouldn't ask that. No, I didn't. No, I built a studio in my house, so does that count? I got a YouTube.
Tom Brady turned this whole thing on. Is he gonna plug in all the aux cords?
Tom Brady doesn't know shit, by the way. Because guess what? I could be a producer too. I got brain in my head for this stuff, okay? I plugged in all these microphones, fixed the lights up, got the cameras. I know.
You think he can troubleshoot whenever someone's audio is low?
No, he can't troubleshoot. You think I rely on Hot Dog for anything? Literally for nothing. Nothing.
I just stare at him and I go, have you tried turning it off?
Yeah. I go, Hot Dog, I don't need your help right now. This is grown-up stuff happening. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Maybe one day I'll be Tom Brady's producer. Some people are saying that Brady's going to fail at broadcasting. Romo already does. It doesn't matter. You're going to watch Tom Brady talk about football. By the way, Alex Rodriguez was like the most hated man in baseball. Everybody hated Alex Rodriguez. And then they paid him a bunch of money. He started talking on a microphone about baseball. People are like, yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, I'll hear this guy out.
Sam, would you consider yourself failing in broadcasting?
No.
If someone offered you...
No.
Like if someone offered you $35 million off rip, that's what the kids say.
Nice.
Someone offered you that.
Yeah.
Would you consider anything that happens afterwards as failing?
No, man. No.
I think you kind of already won.
Yeah. I go like this. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I had a whole bunch of money in my ears.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like what I'm saying? I suck on the radio? Well, I just got paid $35 million.
It would be really funny, though, since Tom Brady's never done this before, if he just choked. If he just shit the bed. If he just
Mike Adamle?
If he just got Sam Roberts at WrestleMania 36. If he or 34, I guess it was. Yeah, Sam Roberts at WrestleMania in New Orleans. Actions on the way. Thanks.
A lot of football.
Football's happening, guys.
On the way.
Thank you, Tom Brady. Welcome to the broadcast team, Tom. We're gonna go to Tom Brady for analysis. Tom Brady's vomiting on the field. He's got stage fright. Thanks, Tom, for being a member of the team. Just pisses him.
Are we locked into these 10 years?
Yeah. Oh, we can't go to Tom. Why not? He urinated himself. He urinated in his pants. Like all the broadcasting nightmares that you think about before you go on, they all happen to Tom Brady. Look. Yeah, he's played in a Super Bowl here and there. Sure, he's performed well under high pressure. But you know what people say the number one fear is? Public speaking. Okay? Who's the real hero? Public speakers, the people that have done it before.
Yeah.
Tom,
An essential worker.
I'm an essential worker. You guys, all the football players, you had to play in a bubble or something. I don't remember what you guys did, but me, I'm essential. And if Tom needs me to hold that goat hand, kiss him on the mouth like that kid of his, and guide him through the treacherous minefield known as broadcasting, I'll do that. I would do that for Tom.
He said, Sam, the only thing that could calm me down before we go live is a kiss in the mouth.
Fine. Fine.
Bring me my child. Please.
I go, no. Oh, no. Okay, sorry. I didn't realize. All right, no problem. Oh, yuck. Ugh, Sam, no.
Not you.
I'm talking about my kid. Hot dog. We don't make fun of our fellow broadcasters, okay?
No. We don't want to start any beef.
He's part of the fraternity, okay? I don't want broadcasting beef. Although, I did hear that Tom Brady is behind the anti-Sam Roberts Reddit. So if I find out about that, I'm gonna ruin him. I promise.
You should open an investigation.
Oh, I have. I have. Let me tell Rogan about it too. He's gonna be mad at Tom Brady.
Wait till Joe hears about this.
Oh, wait, Tom. You just wait. Good luck to Tom Brady.
Love a good podcast war.
It's the best. It's the best. It's all nonsense based on nothing. Let's go to some of these super chats you want to contribute to the show tonight. Super chat in here on Sam Roberts Now. Of course, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure all the alerts are turned on. Make sure you're joining us every single time we go live. And if you want to contribute to the show, super chat in. Every super chat gets acknowledged. Ellie Munoz, speak of the devil. You guys should get Bobby Lee on the Jim and Sam show to discuss his beef with Brendan Schaub. Very spicy. I don't know if you heard, Hot Dog, but I was checking it out right before we went on live, and Brendan and Bobby Lee did a podcast together with Kalila.
Uh-huh.
To hash it all out, to square it off.
I don't think it's all hashed out.
You don't think it's water under the bridge?
No, I don't.
Man.
It sounded like she still very much was on a I don't believe you kind of thing. You're full of shit.
These comedians need to pay attention to radio. It's like they're just repeating this cycle. Like, you don't have to do this. You're on podcasts. Why are you going on podcasts and just talking shit about each other? I understand that it gets clicks, right? I see all the clicks. I understand that the drama gets clicks. But radio beef was fine because radio people, we're all dorks. We're all nerds that are just hermits that are scared to leave our studios. So you sit there and you talk about how cool you are and how the other radio guy sucks balls, but you never see each other because you never do anything social because there's nothing real to it. You just sit in your studio. You can insult the other radio guy who's actually competing with you because you're actually on this at the same time and people actually have to make a choice. And then you never have to deal with it. It's all fake. It's all phony nonsense. And then I look at these comedian podcasts and they're like shitting on each other. And I'm like, first of all, you're only podcasters as a side gig to your stand-up. You all go to the same clubs. You're from the same cities. You're
introducing each other.
Yeah,
on stage.
You're at the same shows. You're going to see each other. Why are you doing this? What, like, you could talk about anything. You're comedians. You could talk about anything. And podcasts aren't on at the same time. You're not competing. You're not in competition with each other. People can make the choice to listen to whatever show they want to listen to. This show doesn't compete directly with any other show on YouTube. Because while, yes, it's live, you could watch this show at 2 o'clock in the morning. You could watch this show at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You could, whatever you want.
So, what team are you on?
This is crazy. And then you're sitting there and you're like, wait a minute. This beef isn't even about, like, silly show stuff. This is like real life squabbling. And I mean, and it's like, I guess when you podcast that many hours, you're just going to end up talking shit. But
Sam, when you were doing Jocktober, did all the other radio guys call you on a phone at once and just be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing?
No, but I'll tell you right now, I learned my lesson from Jocktober. Because guess what? Anytime anybody that was even close to a Jocktober is anywhere near me, I hide in fear. I don't want to have to deal with the real life consequences of this. Are you kidding me? Thank God Scott Shannon was cool. I don't want to deal with
Scott Shannon's not Brendan Shaw. Brendan Shaw will fuck you up.
He will fuck you up.
Half these podcast guys will fuck you up.
He's a cage fighter. And people want to be like, yeah, well, look at his professional record. Yeah, well, guess what? To get the contract to get into a cage, he has to be able to fuck up almost everybody. Just to get a UFC contract, you have to be able to fuck up almost everybody on the planet.
Oh, except for CM Punk.
Yeah, but we're not trying to drag Phil down with this. What are you addicted to the podcast beef? You're trying to take shots at people?
I love it.
We're not trying to drag Phil. We're not trying to drag Phil here. Phil followed his passion. Phil followed his dreams. And now look at him. He's fucking fighting for the world championship.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's going to kick the shit out of Hangman. What? But yeah, I mean, I'm like, why are you doing this, guys? Like, why? And then they go on the tours, you know? And it's like, well, first, Schaub on one of his 3 podcasts had to say this, and he had to talk to this other podcaster. But then the problem was that he was on Flagrant. And while he was on Flagrant, Bobby and Kalila weren't doing their podcast that they do together or the one that Kalila does by herself, but they were on H3 podcast. And they were saying, and it's like, you guys talk too much. You talk too much.
What surprised me the most is how did Andrew Schultz get in? Like, it's not even an LA thing. This is just like a...
Because in case you didn't know, Andrew Schultz is the god of this shit, okay? Andrew Schultz did this. He said, oh, you got some clicks to be had, huh? Let me get involved in this. Let me put my face on the thumbnail. And boom, Flagrant is there. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Andrew Schultz.
You would think it's like all the podcast Illuminati people got on the phone.
Oh, yeah. And then they concocted this whole thing. No, Andrew Schultz, people don't even know. We're all just following Andrew Schultz's lead. He's setting all this in motion, okay? He's the man. I saw Philip DeFranco, you know, the YouTuber, Philip DeFranco. He's sitting there being like, talking about comedy podcast drama on YouTube on his news channel. I'm like, this is the whole thing's going to eat itself alive. Mark my words. The entire thing is going to eat itself alive. Because while, yes, I'm sure, I would think, that Brendan and Bobby are sitting there going like, it's enough. Like, this is bad. This has gone past the point of being, like, good for clicks. And this is bad for business now. We can't have sides. Like, Mencia versus Rogan destroyed one of the biggest comedians in America. It's not good. It's not good. Good doesn't come of it. Only evil can come of it past a certain point.
I mean, it's debatable whether that Mencia coming down was not good.
See, and now you're taking sides again, you piece of shit. You piece of shit.
That's debatable. I think some good was to be had off of that.
Okay? That's all I'll say. Okay?
If anything, you should know. Why aren't you throwing a face on your thumbnail and talking about this? Yeah, or like, hey, if your team Bobby, smash that like. If your team Brendan, throw a super chat. Let's make some money off of this, Sam.
Because it's soulless. Because it's soulless.
I love it.
And it's life draining. And I think Bobby and Brendan are like, yo, we got to fucking chill with it. This is getting crazy, right? But there are other people right below them that aren't directly affected by it that are like, oh shit, the whole world is talking about these two. And they're going to start, everybody's going to start suing each other and they're going to be airing out all their personal shit on all their podcasts. It's going to be a fucking mess, okay? Like, remember when comedy podcasts were too inside? Because it was just over and over again. Talk to me about where you get the inspiration to write a joke. You know, like every element of the business of comedy was already exposed by podcasts. All of it. Like anybody that goes to a stand-up show knows every element of the comedy business now. So once that was done, it was like, what's next? Well, you have to find out every shit-talking conversation that's happening at the table now. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. We found out
Bobby and his girl have an open relationship. That was supposed to be private, apparently.
And hot dog knows.
Yeah.
Okay? Hot dog knows. That's when things have gone too far. It's not all content, okay? There's content, and then there's real life. That line is getting blurred, and it's going to destroy people. They're going to sit there and they go, well, I got all this money. What do you got to do with it, okay? You used all your friends for content. Now you have nothing left. You have no life left.
This life-changing and shattering moment has been brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah. And by the way, gold-dipped roses are here. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm sitting there and I'm listening to like Philip DeFranco being like, and Brendan Schaub was flirting with Annie Leader, man. And I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
7 years ago.
Yeah. In a part. What? What are we doing? We've gone too far. Okay?
Hey, man, they're in the game.
I miss when everybody was just mad at Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah, what? Last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too much, man. It's too much. But it's certainly, I feel good because I'm finally at a place where I'm not like looking at that going like, oh man, I got to get some controversy going. I need some of them clip. Nope. I don't need not one of those clicks. Nope.
Well, no. That's what you learned, and that's what they need to learn. You are a veteran. You're the OG here.
I'm the Tom Brady of this shit before Tom Brady entered this shit.
Yeah.
I was the Tom Brady of broadcasting. Then Tom Brady became a broadcaster.
Until literally Tom Brady came up and said, no, I am the Tom Brady.
I'll be the Tom Brady of this. Shit. Shit.
Oh. It's like when Michael Jordan, I'm sure someone called themselves the Michael Jordan of baseball, and then Michael Jordan said, no, I think I will be the Michael Jordan of baseball.
Here's what happened. Tom Brady was like, Sam said that he was the Tom Brady of broadcasting, and I took that personally. Let's see. Mopar. By the way, thank you for the super chat, Ellie Munoz. You really brought us into a rant. Mopar fan, why is Snot Dog a permanent part of this show? Oof.
Snot Dog.
Ooh, got you good. Snot
I've got
Dog.
some blackmail on Sam, and he won't want to Get that out there.
Hot Dog is he's controlling all the anti-Sam information on Reddit right now. So
yeah, don't you dare step out of line.
I'm indebted to it. Here's what Hot Dog told me. He said if I don't keep him on Sam Roberts Now, he'll tell Joe Rogan to hate me.
Wait till Joe hears about this one.
And I don't want that. I don't want that in my life right now. Some of these comedians got to have kids or something, man. They gotta get a life outside of the industry. Kevin Lumford. So Tom Brady's a Disney princess now. I don't know what that was in reference to, but I'm sure it was a great contribution. I'm sorry, we got all mixed up.
Yeah, you missed the other one. Don't.
Kevin. Sorry, Kevin Lumford. Thank you, Hot Dog. Hot Dog, don't listen to the cuckery from Mopar Fan.
Thank
you think Mopar Fan is a cuck?
Total cuck. I takes one to know one.
Yeah. I can smell him.
Wait. Yeah.
Let's see. That Corey dude, I appreciate you, buddy. You're the man. Bob Shafty, did you see Ric Flair on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson? See, that's some podcast content I can get into. I have not seen the Nature Boy on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson yet, but the idea of Mike Tyson and Ric Flair, some edibles, it sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Ric Flair is out here really enjoying the final stage of Ric Flair, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's divorced again. He's like, I can't be held down, man.
Oh, no. Didn't he just get married?
You didn't hear? He got divorced from Fifi.
I thought he got married like 3 years ago.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Remember that tongue-kissing picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's divorced again. He's divorced. Nope. He's divorced because the Rolex wearing, champagne drinking, limousine riding, jet plane flying, kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun can't be held down by any French maid. Not at this stage in his life. Woo! He's going to go show up at Charlotte and Andrade's wedding, and he's going to be single, ladies. And you know what that means? Space Mountain, baby. Oldest ride, longest line. Woo!
Only thing holding him down is alligator shoes.
You think Charlotte's got to tell Rick, like, don't try to hook up with any of the bridesmaids, Dad? Like, don't. It's embarrassing. Don't do it.
Hey, they can't be helped.
It's Ric Flair, man. He's irresistible. Even at this age. Shows up with weird, like, cuts on his forehead sometimes. You don't know how he got him. He don't know how he got him.
He bladed on his way out of bed.
Yeah. Look. Had to wear that crimson mask. Grim Reaper. Happy Lonely Wednesday. Commendatores. That's good. That's good. That's good. Should be a new episode of Sopranos Prima Volta up tomorrow. Season 5, episode 2. Greg Schmidt, another investor, was offering Tom Brady a contract. $5,000 for 60 years. That sounds like a SiriusXM deal. But thinks footballs are too brown, so she was out. Barbara something. Oh, it's Barbara Corcoran. You know, Tom, I like what you're doing. I like what you're selling, and I think I can invest in it. Unfortunately, I'm not exactly liquid right now, so I'm out. Oh. Ellie Muno says hot dog is fun. I'm not even going to read it.
I'll read it. Hot dog is funnier than Schaub.
But this one says Schaub is funnier than the average person. But Rogan is gassing him up in the drama. I don't know if you know that for sure. Look,
is he?
I'll tell you what. Schaub certainly walks through that fire, doesn't he? I mean, Schaub has to deal with a lot of hate on the internet, and he's still surviving. You got to give that man some credit for something.
He's a good guy. He saved that family once.
He saved a goddamn family out of a burning car or something, right?
I wouldn't do that. Better man than me.
You're a coward, dude.
I am.
You'd see that family screaming, and you're like, a family screaming? I better get out of here.
Yeah.
That sounds
they know
scary.
Something I don't know.
Yeah. They must be on to something. Goodbye, kids. All right. Guys, I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out on this lonely Wednesday. Don't forget, I'm going to cheers with you later. See you later. Have a good one, everybody.